one time there's this traveling salesman and he was going, I got to look at somebody, I'll tell you now. He was going to go home for the night, but he had a flat tire and he's up in the mountains and he had no way that he could get home, no station in there. And he was a good-looking man, except he talked like this outside his face. And he was thinking, and he saw this little light over there, so he went and knocked on the door. And a good-looking, blonde-haired girl came to the door and opened the door. And she was a beauty, too, but she talked like this. Her name was Jane. And the guy came up and he said, "How you doing, lady?" He said, "I'm a salesman and I got a flat tire and I don't know what I can do." And she said, "Well, if you'd like to come in, you can." He said, "I appreciate it very much." She said, "Well, come on in." And he said, "I don't know where I can stay tonight. Do you have a place I can stay here?" She said, "I don't know. I have to ask my mom." He said, "All right." She said, "Will you have a seat?" So he sat down and she went, her name was Jane. And she went into the kitchen, and Mom was in there ironing, and she said, "Mom," and Mom was a nice-looking country woman, but she thought, and said, "What's wrong, Jane?" She said, "Mom, there's a man in the living room that talks real funny like this outside his mouth, and he won't know if he can stay here tonight. He's got a flat tire." She said, "Well, no, he stays upstairs in the attic." She said, "I'll tell him." She says, "All right." But Jane, what, Mom?
You gotta be thinking all the time.
Yeah, we don't have any lights up there. He'll have to use the candle. And she said, "I'll tell him." She said, "All right." So she went to the living room and she said, "Mister, Mom said you could stay upstairs, but we don't have any lights up there. You'd have to use the candle." He said, "That's all right. Just any place." She says, "Well, you can stay there if you want to." He said, "Thank you very much." Well, Mom came in the kitchen and said, I came out of the kitchen into the room and said, "I'm going to have some coffee. Would you like to have it?" He said, "I appreciate it very much. I haven't had anything to eat." She said, "Well, you come on in." And Jane said, "I'll have it." So they went on into the kitchen. And there was a boy sitting there, a young man sitting there at the table. And it was her brother, Jim. And they all drank coffee. And Mama said, "I've been ironing all day. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Good night, good night, good night." And Jim talked like this. And Jim said, "Good night." And Mom got to the door and she turned around and said, "Jane, what's your Mama?" She said, "Well, when you take him up and light the candle, you show him where to sleep." She said, "I will. Good night, good night." So Mama and so they all went to bed. And about 30 minutes, the salesman said, "Jane, what you want to? Would you come upstairs for a minute?" She said, "I'll be right up." And she went up there and she said, "What's the trouble?" He said, "Jane, I've been standing here for 30 minutes trying to blow this candle, and I can't blow the candle. Can you do it?" She said, "I'll try." He said, "No, I can't do it." He said, "Well, I can't sleep with the light on." She said, "I'll see if Mom can." "Mom, what you want?" Excuse me. "Mom, what you want?" Would you come upstairs for a minute?" "I'll be right up." "Mom, we've been standing here. I blow like this, he blow like this, and we can't get the candle blowed out. Can you do it?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I can't blow it out either. I can't sleep with the light on, lady." She said, "Well, maybe your brother Jim can." Jane called Jim. So Jane said, "Jim, what's wrong?" She said, "Would you come upstairs for a minute?" So Jim went upstairs. "What's the trouble?" "Jim, we've been blowing this candle like this, and he blew like this, and Mom blew like this, and we can't get the candle blowed out from you." And he said, "Simple, all you got to do is be." Thank you. I thank you. If you started laughing, I would have got